break. Girl, you gotta run. Run as fast as Britney Spears ran away from her father. Hi guys, welcome to the life of Will. Yesterday, I happened to have the pleasure to watch this very interesting interview on YouTube done by the one and only Elizabeth. Not Elizabeth. Elizabeth with an A. She is one of the most famous LGBTQ influencers in Taiwan, and for her latest video, this time she decided to try to get out of her usual comfort zone and gave an interview to one of the most outspoken anti-LGBT personalities in Taiwan. Well, he doesn't really have an English name, so today for now, I'm just gonna call him Mr. Queef. Mr. Queef. The video came out yesterday, and last night when I checked, it already got 150,000 views on Facebook and about 20,000 views on YouTube. A lot of influencers have left comments talking about how great and brave it is for Elizabeth to try something so daring. Well, to a certain extent, I do have to salute her, who is a known gender fluid personality as well as a huge icon for body positivity in Asia in general, to come face to face and have a calm and civil conversation with a person who had been extremely outspoken about everything that Elizabeth stands for. Again, this is Mr. Queef, who had used his religious belief as a tool to bash gay marriage, to demonize members of the LGBT community, and actively try to influence lawmakers and politicians to pass actual amendments in the Taiwanese judicial system to directly harm the LGBT community. However, the problem is, when I watch this actual interview, I am not seeing a conversation. I mean, a conversation is an exchange of ideas between two people. So technically, a conversation can only take place when both parties are involved. But from last night's interview, I'm seeing Mr. Queef yakking about the same old bullshit that we have heard before, while our LGBT icon, diva, Queen Elizabeth just gently nodded and took notes and pretty much added nothing. I know many people who enjoyed and commented on this video might think that an interview like this can bring positivity to our community and will encourage more of us to sometimes step out of our comfort zone. But I personally think that not only this interview is extremely inappropriate, it might even be a little bit dangerous. And I'm going to tell you why. Before I go into this any further, I first want to address and emphasize an idea or a kind of hidden rule for the media in general, which is no press is bad press. For an influencer of Elizabeth's caliber to give actual airtime to anyone, regardless of his point of view or agenda, you really run the risk of actually giving him free advertisements. I'm not saying that Mr. Queef doesn't deserve to have a voice, but all I can think of is it is 2021, and is it really the right time for us to hear this voice again? I know some of you might say, hey Will, don't you think it is important for us to understand and get into the mindset of those who are opposed to our ideology in order for us as a community to combat this force of evil? Well, first of all, we have heard enough. I highly doubt that any of my gay friends ever had a moment in his life where he wake up one day and be like, I wonder what the mainstream homophobic straight people think of me loving men opposed to women. You know what I mean? We have heard more than enough, literally, since growing up, since going to school. We have been told what is the norm. Is it really necessary for us to hear it one more time with Mr. Queef perfectly lit in a nicely staged interview setting, with you spending the extra time to edit his words into a nicely presented YouTube video, with you, an influencer with tens of thousands of followers, to help him spread his words for free? I mean, after all these years of us fighting for the LGBT rights and getting same-sex marriage to be passed, after we have finally been healed by time, after all the vicious words and attacks by this man. Is it really the right time to dig his face out and pollute our newsfeed with it in the name of getting out of our comfort zone? I really don't think so. Second of all, I just find it so ironic that Mr. Queef would actually have the audacity to talk to us in a straight face about norm, while he doesn't even obey the rule preached by himself. This man literally cheated on his wife, and here you are talking to us about marriage should only being of one man and one woman. Give me a break. Now, let me talk to you about why I said this interview actually is dangerous. By last night, the last time I checked, this interview video on social media already gained 8,000 likes. And I'm very sure that among those people who liked the interview, some of them are not liking it because they enjoy or appreciate the debate aspect of it, but because they actually are agreeing with the twisted agenda spoken in the interview. By giving this interview, by giving Mr. Queef a voice, by doing all of this while being an LGBT icon such as Elizabeth, is very dangerous because it let people who have no context of the situations believe that we as the LGBT community are so stupid that we are unaware of that voices other than our own exist in this world. At the end of the day, what I really want to say is, what exactly do we benefit from this interview besides being harassed and to be exposed to all these bias and judgments one more time? Actually, here begs the important question, which is, why would someone as cultured and as intelligent as Elizabeth not see the obvious ridiculousness of this interview idea? Rumor has that just recently, Elizabeth has actually been signed by a management company that might have some ties to anti-LGBT groups. Well, of course, at this point, I have not done much research, so I'm not going to point fingers just yet, but that would actually make a lot of sense. I mean, I can totally see her manager or boss proposing this video idea, telling her that by sitting down with Mr. Queef, by hearing him out, not only it will create a lot of buzz and video views, it will also showcase how open-minded and graceful she is. But little, probably as she knows, is that this whole idea might just be a hidden propaganda. Elizabeth might think that the interview is supposed to be a sign of progress, but in actuality, it is pretty much giving the megaphone to a liar and a hypocrite. Alright, so dear Elizabeth, if somehow you stumble across this video, I just feel like I need to have a heart-to-heart talk with you. Girl, you gotta run. Run as fast as Britney Spears ran away from her father. Stay away from your manager because this latest idea for the video is a total disaster. They're not helping you. They're not helping us. They're using lies and manipulation to get you to do things. Girl, don't become their voice. Don't become their tool. These people have blood on their hands, and for your own sake and karma, get away as soon as possible. You know you can do better. Anyhow, I just want to get that off my chest, and before I say goodbye, I just want to give everyone a quick update as well, because again, I think all of you have noticed that I've not been very active with this fan page. That's partially because I really have been so busy with so many different things these days, which I would love to take some time to share with you guys as well. But actually, one of the most major things that has happened lately is that I have made an offer to a house, and it is very likely that I will soon have a whole new place to live in. This is the first time in my life to purchase a house, and the house is really, really cute. So hopefully I will also have time to make some more vlog to take all of you with me through the process of getting this house. And of course, I will have to do a formal unboxing of my little cute castle as well. It's not a castle, it's just a normal house. I'm just calling it a castle. And oh yeah, I think all of you surely have also noticed that I've been making videos in English instead of Chinese. Well, that is because, little do you guys know, it actually takes a lot more time for me to make videos in Chinese. I just really want to connect with everyone a little bit more. So for the time being, please bear with me while I just have to whip these videos out quickly. And when I finally have time in the future, I promise I will try to make more videos in Chinese. Well, you should think of this as a practice for English, okay? Can you imagine you're watching Life of Will and your parents walk in on you? They will think that you're watching CNN. That's so high class. Anyhow, 这是小薇的一生. Have a wonderful life.